Hi, good morning. My name is Justin Brooks, and I'm the Director for Customer Workflows at Federal or at ServiceNow. I want to thank everybody for joining our session. We hope you enjoyed the opening panel discussion. As a reminder, there are two additional breakout sessions following this one and plenty of chances to network. Now let's go ahead and dive in. It's my pleasure to introduce today Mike Runda. Mike, thanks for joining us today. You and I know each other, and so do most here at ServiceNow for the top-notch support your organization provides to thousands of ServiceNow customers. But for those joining us today, could you tell the folks a little bit about your background and what it is you do here at ServiceNow?
Sure, will do. And good morning, Justin. Glad to see you again. Um, I've been here at ServiceNow for about the past 2.5 years, currently leading global operations for all of our delivery organization. And as you can see here from this rather lengthy on-a-page resume, I've been around high-tech companies for quite a few years. Have quite a bit of experience in the federal defense area. Worked for a company called Unisys on Navy contracts for about 3 or 4 years. Then went over to another company called Harris Corporation and worked there on Navy contracts as well. So some good experience with a lot of admirals over the years and working on federal programs through time. Came here from Xerox Corporation, where I got introduced to ServiceNow, and we did some CSM stuff with ServiceNow and some field support stuff that we'll talk about later. But really love ServiceNow. Happy to be here at ServiceNow, and happy to share kind of what we're doing at ServiceNow to improve all of our customers' experiences once they have the product installed, getting the ROI out of the product that they like, and having a great and easy user experience with using support. So glad to be here. Thanks, Justin.
Great, thanks, Mike. I mean, that's quite an impressive background and a career you've got there. And we have a lot of federal customers joining us here today. And as we take a look at improving customer operations, maybe a good place for us to start might be for us to discuss what does good look like. And from all of your experience that we just covered, what are some of the results that define great customer service outcomes?
Yeah, I think I can walk you through a couple of results that I've been a part of over the years. One of which was here at Avaya Corporation, where we did a lot of digital automation over time, a lot of moving from the phone to online, a lot of knowledge management, some machine learning along the way. So I just wanted to show you kind of like why is this worth listening to for the next few minutes here. Just some examples here on headcount. We kind of drove level 1 support out of business through automation, through digital automation, and our headcount dropped about 50%, which is great in terms of driving up margin and profitability for the company. The total time of resolution, which is one of the key metrics that you have in support, dropped by about 60%. So we really improved our ability to not have to work on the simple stuff and work really hard on the difficult questions coming in with human beings. And doing that really improved our ability to resolve all the questions coming into the humans in our system much faster. And then on the far right, we were a phone company, so it was very interesting to be driving phone volume out. But the overall better customer experience, of course, as you all know, is through online, mobile devices, et cetera. So when we first started on this program, we had about 90% of our customers coming in via phone. When we ended it, we were down about 5 to 10% of our customers coming in via phone and having a great online experience out there. So dramatic decrease in the amount of phone real-time answers that you had to give. We did a lot more with chat, a lot more with case management, and drove customer sat up at the same time. So let's look at another little deeper dive into that, that data flow there. You can see that we really went to video and chat and the web in a heavy way. Found out that a lot of our support agents love being video stars, so we gave cameras out to quite a few of the teams. They were recording their own videos of how they answer problems and putting those up on the website. We actually changed the way that we paid our support engineers. We paid them on the amount of times people actually got into the database and found their known answers, not just picking up the phone faster. So that motivated our teams to really do a good job on publishing knowledge immediately and getting those answers out there rapidly to customers that might have that same situation. So, great experience for the customers there. And then, how do you actually measure that customer experience Net Promoter Scores used across our industry quite a bit these days, and you can see our Net Promoter Score over a couple of years rose dramatically as we improved the overall customer experience on support on the backside, and had a dramatic impact on our company's total overall satisfaction and revenue. So some good data points that we hope all of our customers can share as they go through their digital transformation.
And those are some impressive stats, Mike. They really stand out against the competition and the industry average. And I'm curious. I just got to ask, how are we doing at ServiceNow?
Yeah, we're doing great. I've only been in this role for about 10 months here, so I can't take credit for all the good news here I'm showing you guys. But a couple of key metrics that we look at, again, that most companies look at when they look at how we do on the service side here. The first one's a volume. So in general, what you try to do in terms of growth for your companies out there is to keep your contact volume growing at a lower rate than your overall company growth rate. So for example, if we're growing at 25% a year, you don't want your contact volume to grow at 25% a year. You'd like to be some number slightly lower than that. And so we're about 18% growth in terms of total customer contacts out there. We have about 253,000 contacts this year coming in for our agents to answer, but much lower than the company growth rate, which helps on profitability and margin. Second thing you always look at is customer satisfaction. Like, how satisfied are they both with the product, which is measured by NPS, and with the support service itself, right? Are you picking up the case rapidly? Are you resolving it rapidly? Do you have the right experts working on it? Are you getting the answers off the internet that you hope to get to resolve your issues? We're at 9.13 on a scale of 1 to 10. We've been above 9 for at least the past 12 months. So our customers are telling us we're doing the right thing. And I'll walk you through the things we are doing that make that number happen out there. The third part is, we've talked a little bit about the financial side on case volume and CSAT. What about employee satisfaction? And traditionally, in a lot of call centers, contact centers I've worked with, this is a tough one. Tough jobs, rotate out fairly rapidly, not the highest paying jobs in the company. So really, really proud of the number we have here, which is an 85 on a scale of 0 to 100. I think it's second best among the divisions in ServiceNow. So I'll give you the secret sauce that we think helps keep our employee base motivated and happy here in a minute. And then the corollary to that, one number that we look at is what's our attrition rate, especially on, again, contact centers. Traditionally, you're at 20, 25%. We have offices around the globe, India, Europe, America, APJ. And our attrition rate this past year was only 5%. A little bit of that could be COVID. I can't take total credit for it, but I'll talk you through how we think we keep people motivated and staying longer in the job. The good news about that on the support side, when you have 5% attrition, is that you get in more and more expertise on the phone, on chat, with case history, with customers that provide faster TTR, total time of resolution, for our customer base as our years of experience grow on the support side. So all good news here. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, not surprising to see those high numbers. As we like to say around here, we drink our own champagne. Automation through our own software is a key contributing factor to achieving those high marks. And I think many of our government attendees here joining us would probably like to know, how can they emulate this kind of success as they streamline their operations to provide even better services to their constituencies, whether those are civilians or other governments, agencies, industry, service members, or their families. What are some of the themes our government agencies can use here?
Yeah, I think there's 4 major themes I'd like to walk through that I think that you can pick 1, 2, or more of these, but all of them together will really help drive some of those numbers I showed you about what Avaya has done and what we've done for ServiceNow. So let's start off by kind of looking at a typical engagement model that you probably have in your regulated market right now in the defense industry, or where you're coming from. A lot of people have websites out there. You can call us, you can chat with us, you can email us, hopefully not too much of that. Look through the portal, maybe look at some known answers out there. So that's where a lot of us start out, and we were probably here about 3 years ago on ServiceNow. We thought it was great, multi-channel, so it's not just the phone anymore. You're out there, connecting to customers in the way they want to be connected to. A little bit of the downside of this model on the far right of the picture that you're looking at is that our agents are really kind of standalone, knowledge centers, right? Not really connected back through the company per se. They might have a special little Rolodex next to them that they know they need to call up somebody in finance with a question, or somebody in legal, or some entitlement type of issue or whatever, but not really connected in a workflow kind of way back to the organization, which tends to make for longer resolution times, having to call people back days later, all sorts of issues along that line. So let's take that a step forward in time and kind of look at how we've evolved here at ServiceNow, and kind of give you the 4 steps that we've been working through. We kind of moved to a more of an omni-channel online experience where we're starting to track all the ways that a specific customer comes into our call center, regardless of which media they use, be it a mobile device or a chat session or coming in through the search engine on the portal, and trapping all the information at once, so we know exactly where you've been, what you've looked at, and then either giving you the answer up front or routing it to the right sort of personnel to get that question answered for you. So that's kind of a kind of omni-channel, not multi-channel approach, and that's been a big change for us and a big change for our customer base out there as well. And then 2 key things here that we did as we moved to omni-channel. One was around community. So depending upon how regulated your industry is, we found that the community can really add another voice to helping answer peer questions. So a lot of customers go to the community first. We make that available on the portal. The community answers the questions because they've had the same situation already, and the customer leaves very happy with that. In fact, there's a lot of them then start to contribute to the community to answer peer group questions. When the community doesn't know the answer, obviously it flows into us here at ServiceNow, and we've spent a lot of time and energy on knowledge management. So the ability to capture, structure, and reuse knowledge, again, is paramount. One of the key statements that we changed in the last 3 years here at ServiceNow. We publish everything immediately. So every time you have one of your agents on the phone or chatting or working on a case with a customer, the solution that they published is a solution back to that one customer. We've taken that to the next step. So we publish everything here. We have a great search engine out there, a great knowledge management system. Every time we give an answer to a customer, we then make that available to our partners, to our customer base. We proactively look for where it might be applicable. So we go search our whole environment of customer environments and see where else other customers have the same situation. They might not have contacted us yet, so we proactively send that out to them. So a huge emphasis on capture, structure, reuse knowledge here, and publishing everything at the moment of truth with our customers out there. This isn't easy to do. A lot of pushback from your first line managers will happen about how long it takes to publish. We made that exceedingly easy here in ServiceNow. We work with the Consortium for Service Innovation. We've actually built it into our code base. It's the press of a few buttons goes from taking information down about the contact or the case and being able to publish it, within minutes, not a half hour later, in a format that customers can find and reuse then. So gigantic move to knowledge management here. A little bit more on that shows it here on the far right hand side of it is our ability to collaborate across agent workflows. So a lot of questions that make it through our portal, a lot of the easy questions are out there, easy answers are out there, need more than one personnel associated with it. So our systems now set it up to make it drop dead easy to have multiple agents dive into the problem when the layers of the problems are very deep and not one individual can handle it as you go through. The key part of this is that with that front end now filtering and all of our known answers being out there for our customers, available via text, mobile, on our website, the volume of work coming through is much lower. So we don't want any of our agents answering a known problem again and again, as we used to do in the past. Our agents work on new problems only. We filter all the known answers out on the front end. They get new work all the time. This is kind of the secret sauce I was talking about earlier to drive our employee satisfaction up and our attrition rate down, is people work on new problems only. So they're not answering the same question over and over again every day. It really gets them motivated to come in every day to work. They're doing deep troubleshooting on the problems. They're not just rote re-answering questions that we already knew the answer to. So secret sauce, hint number one right there, publish everything immediately, and really work hard on having your agents, your support engineers work on new problems only. Filter out all the known up front. So that's stage one. Stage two So once you have that down, knowledge management, publish everything immediately, agents work on new problems only, you then can kind of build in a lot of automation, digital transformation type tooling there. We have 3 or 4 different things that we've done here. If you're familiar at all with ServiceNow, we have an online catalog that we use. So we've taken probably 50 or the 60 most common questions asked of us and made a catalog out of it. So you just click on the catalog. It might show you a video. It might show you how do I. It can have a chat bot walking you through it, but it shows you how to address the issue that you have, how to set it up, expand space, whatever that thing is, reset your password. 60 of the most common problems are out there, and we grow that catalog every day as we see that we have big hits on certain areas in the company. The second thing that we've done in terms of adding to the components to the employee engagement is we're all around machine learning. We've done a lot of AI work, artificial intelligence work here. Our AI engines actually, look at the type of case coming through our portal, route it automatically to either the same person you talked to before because you had a great interaction with them, or to the right team to get the answer done. Our machine learning right now looks at our knowledge base and says, hey, I'm getting a lot of questions in an area where we don't have a lot of solutions at the moment. And so you might want to go make sure there's some more knowledge being available there so you don't have to answer the same question over and over again in that area. So the machine learning helps us in that area. We now have chatbots out there on the front end that are constantly data mining our knowledge base to interactively interact with you as a customer, to walk you through, the basics questions. What system are you on? What environment are you in? What type of problem are you having? Show you answers to those questions. If we can't answer the question at that point, then we take all that knowledge we just captured from you. We don't make you repeat it as much as you might want to. We'll go to a live human at that point. They'll be able to look through everything you've already asked. They won't ask you the same questions again. They'll go deeper and resolve your problem for you there. So it's a seamless translation from the machine to our humans in the learning cycle there. And then finally, if you have any SLAs, service level agreements, you're in a type of environment where you have commitments to your customers out there, our automated systems do a great job of aging a case, looking at the SLA that was set up against the entitlement for it, and making sure that your agents are responding to those in a timely fashion, and you're not missing SLAs and having unhappy customers and penalties as a result of that. So that was step 2 of 4 there. The third one's kind of another secret sauce for us here at ServiceNow. You remember in the beginning I started talking about traditional call centers today are set up where the agent's kind of a standalone function. They might have a Rolodex next to them where they would be going deep into the company to find an answer if they didn't know the answer off the top of their head. What we're trying to do here is use our workflow capability and say, hey, if our agents can't answer the question, but it's a question in another department in the company, it might be a legal type question, it might be an entitlement, it might be a finance question, we route that case through to those departments. They then have the case in front of them. They can answer the case, comes back out through us, capture it, publish it, knowledge goes out to the customer, closed loop system, which really helps improve our total time of resolution. In the past, without that, like I said, days would go by. You'd have a little list next to you. If you're an agent, I need to follow up with Jim and Bob and Sue and figure out they got this answer. And now we've automated that workflow all the way through. It goes much faster and a better customer outcome as a result of it. And then finally, when you've done all those 3 steps, where do you go from here? It's really trying to prevent the issue from coming into support altogether. What can we know about the environment that you, our customer, are in that we're doing a lot of proactive monitoring of the environment. We're actually moving next to our next release, start to have help within the actual code base itself, so you wouldn't even have to go out to a website. We're there chatting with you if need be inside the code, know exactly what you've done, can give you advice about where to go next based in the code itself. So, right now we have websites set up and portals and mobile. In the future, we'll be actually in the code with you as active as you want us to be to help you not have the reason to contact us and ask questions or how do I, or this thing looks broke, or where are you going from there. So a lot of new technology being used now to embed service and support into code, into the actual machines, proactively notifying you, hey, we think your space is running out on your instance. We'll go ahead, if you say yes, automatically increase the space, very much proactively. Before you would, in the past, you would have contacted us and said, hey, I'm out of space. Looks like everything's frozen. I've got unhappy customers out the door. We're now 2 steps ahead of that and saying, before this happens, we'd like to fix this for you, or if you'll let us we'll just fix it automatically overnight and just let you know that in the morning you're okay and we fixed a bunch of issues last night. So kind of the fourth area is really driving hard on looking at what proactively you can do about really understanding your customer, understanding their environment, understand what kind of questions they might ask, and proactively preventing those situations from ever even arising, so they won't have to ask the questions that they're asking today. So those are those 4 key steps.
Wow, Mike, that's some great stuff there. So, what we've got there is moving case volume to the online channel, adding advanced customer engagement components, getting multiple departments involved in solving and preventing customer issues, and then adding proactive services to prevent issues from happening. Are there any additional themes our federal customers should take away from this session on operations with regards to citizen and customer experience?
Yeah, I think we've gone through the 4 steps, but in addition to that, think about the whole front end experience that your potential customers might have coming into your system. Make it effortless, right? So we've done a lot of studies on the amount of effort involved in trying to get an answer is disproportional to the happiness with the answer, right? So if you take 10 steps to go get the answer, even if the answer is correct at the end of it, you're not going to be a very happy customer. So look at how effortless it is, starting from how do I even get into your portal, right? Do I have multi-factor authentication? Do I make it single sign-on? Do I remember who they were last time they came in? Can I route them to the same agent if they said that they had a great experience? So take a long look at the front end and try and drive ease and low effort into those customers, getting to the right person, getting to the right knowledge base, and being able to answer their question. The second part, we talked a little bit about it, but man, it's tough to do. Get connected with your whole company behind your service organization. So don't let those service agents be an island out there with all the knowledge of the world that's stuck in their head. Really let the workflow go into the departments that can rapidly answer the question. And then make sure you have an involved loop. Like, why did that question occur? Is there a problem with our entitlement? Is there a problem with our financial statement? Why are we getting these questions in? Make sure you close loop that with that department so that you stop the problem from happening, so that another 1,000 customers don't call in with that same question out there. And then again, we talked a little bit about it, but be as proactive as you can be. Part of that proactiveness is knowing your customers. So start to capture information as much as you're allowed to about the customers, as much as they'll let you, so you can proactively let them know when something's going to be happening with your system. I'm working currently, with Social Security. I guess I have enough white hair to be doing that, and they are very proactive. Once I gave them a lot of contact information about me, about when I need to sign up for Medicare, what forms I need to fill out. So I feel great about that experience from that federal agency. I don't have to go digging around for all this stuff. They're very proactive in understanding where am I, how far away am I from that date, what things I need to do ahead of time, and sending me a lot of information that helps me resolve the problem. So I feel great. They're being proactive. They know me. I think I'll get signed up on time, and away we go. So effortless, connected, proactive, I think is the way to go. And then I think I'll walk through these for Justin, and then we can wrap up. So what I try to do with this slide for you is just take those 3 categories: effortless and connected and proactive, and kind of say, here's what we're doing on the citizen side, on our customer side, on the middle column there, on the far right, is what I'm doing internally here, right? So for the effortless journey, we just talked about, make sure you personalize it, make sure you capture information about them, proactively talk to them out there. On our side, if you can take one thing away from the meeting today, agents work on new problems only. They publish everything immediately. Our software helps you do that like that, and it's a huge impact to your customers and to your employee sat. On the connected service side, today, most companies operate in silos. They don't want to share data with you. You got to drive through that, make sure that they are willing to take cases from customers coming in. You can do the front end of the customer on the backside, giving the information back to customers, but they need to be engaged with a lot of the problems that the companies have. It's not just in support and service, it's throughout the whole company, and this is a great way to engage everybody doing it. And then lastly, on that proactive part, if you can, monitor customer trends, customer usages. Are they going to the catalog a lot? Maybe we need to upgrade that. Are they using chat a lot? What can we do to enhance the chat experience? Are they still calling on the phone? Is that a great experience for customers, or is the web a better experience? Make sure you go out there and really look proactively at how the customers are using your existing system. Make it effortless, and they'll applaud you for it. So those are kind of the secret sauce that we're using here at ServiceNow to drive a great customer experience.
Terrific insights, Mike. Can't thank you enough there. These the federal agencies, as they help support any of their customers, they can provide the same kind of world-class customer operations and service to theirs, right? So, Mike, thank you again, not only for your time today, but for the support your organization provides to our thousands of customers every day. Before we wrap up today, a quick reminder to everyone that we have a 15-minute networking break before the next round of technical breakouts. We encourage you to check out the sponsor booths in the expo hall, chat with one another in the networking lounge, grab a cup of coffee, and return for the next set of breakouts beginning at 10:55 a.m. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.